Hello everybody, I'm the founder of UConnect. Today I'll be looking at problems with universities and colleges and the solution that I'm offering. So there's two main problems that colleges and universities across the country have right now. The first one is students lacking networking when they enter college and also when they're in college. This lacks opportunities for them to get internships, and when they get out of college even get more job opportunities. So I did a survey, 75.5% of UMass students wish there were better networking strategies, so this is also an education issue with them just having, knowing how to network. The second problem is students lacking a platform to voice their issues, problems, and concerns for the university. There's no real easy platform. And also when asking students from 0 to 10 how involved they are on campus, students said 4.47, and how involved they like to be, this is 6.17. So there's a clear disconnect with students wishing that they were involved, not really knowing how they can get more involved. And also I will loop in the platform and how that can work in as well. So the opportunity, there's 16 million students in colleges across the US alone, 18,000 at UMass Lowell alone. So to kind of connect the opportunity and the problem. So there's no way for students to directly voice a concern without group rallying or an uproar. Kind of similarly to like Foxhall dining, that was solved when all the students got together, wrote letters to the chancellor, and now it's such a difficult process. And how are other problems going to get solved in the future that students want to be fixed? I hope that doesn't have to happen in the future. No clear way to network at specific universities. So LinkedIn is a competitor. It's more on a broad scale, and I want to bring like a social implication into my product. This will also help retention rates with students if you bring that social implication, and also trying to connect alumni as well, which will hopefully get more donations for the university as well. So the main goal is unity and making students feel like they're all interconnecting socially and academically. So our solution is a website and an app that enables, connects, and gives a voice to students. So what do those three things mean? Enable. So what we want to have is a database for all students and professors, and gives a way to contact alumni. We want to have students have a portfolio so they can connect with professors, alumni, and students during their time in college to get internships and opportunities, and also when they're out, be able to use those resources and possibly get job opportunities, and overall just have better, more connections. Next, connect. We want a social page that connects everybody in our college exclusively. So we want every college to have their own exclusive social page. Students can unite, find friends, study buddies, roommates, sports teammates. Social implications are very important in networking and student retention and making that community feeling, and there's no real product out there that does this. And finally, gives a voice. So this is our unique thing that UConnect going to offer. It's a universal list for your school that students and faculty can add suggestions, complaints, improvements that they can vote up or down. Furthermore, it's going to be a Reddit-like system. If you guys have ever used Reddit, more votes equal higher on the list. So example is Foxhall dining. Instead of having all the students having to uproar, kind of all come together, write letters to the university, to the chancellor, they can have just this universal list. Foxhall would be on top of the list, like let's say like 5,000–6,000 upvotes for students. The university can see this. The two main goals is to have a response or a solution. The university showing that they have read what the students are caring about, and also trying to have a solution to the issues such as Foxhall dining. So the resources are the two main ways in which we want to be funded. The primary source is like SIS and Blackboard and what they do, which is licensing. So the more people that are on the site, the more we need to be able to handle that traffic. So 2,000 to 4,000 students, either X dollars, and when more students sign up, we need more money from the university to be able to fund the traffic and all that. Also, we want to do a freemium for our early development stage. This is just for the social implications and not for the networking. This is like what Facebook maybe does with like Farmville, with games, picture storage, and videos. This is just before we have a proof of concept. We're able to pretty much be able to fund ourselves until before universities give us money directly for the licensing. So future of the program, we need programmers make the initial design. I'm still looking for upperclassmen, full-time programmers to be able to work on this design. However, the majority of the funding will be going towards website traffic support, especially for our test run that we want to do with UMass Lowell and other colleges. So this cost is going to be how much, depending on how much support that we get from the universities to really help us, with the servers that we need and the handling traffic. But with the design, and most of the money won't be going towards the design or the programming. That will be all handled, and it's mainly just for the traffic, the initial just launch and the proof of concept. So that is all. Any questions? I know that's a lot.
So I understand the basic premise, but if this were fully functional and operating, how does it actually enhance the networking that you think is limiting now between, because I can see the gap between, I mean, I understand what LinkedIn does, I understand what Facebook does, it sort of sits in between, I think.
Yeah.
What is it actually solving for? Is it really to be the step to a professional network?
Yeah.
As opposed to just social networking?
So, like you said, you kind of nailed it. It's kind of like in between of like, you know, a LinkedIn or even like a Facebook in a way, you know, having those social implications linking with like more professional. Networking wide, there really isn't a like specific like university way to, and all universities kind of vary in what they offer to the students. I know UMass still had a networking system earlier on, but it had like a lacking of numbers and user support. And I think part of the reason is because one, there's an oversaturation of just like use of apps and just websites in general, and two, I think when you bring that social implication along with like networking opportunities and network with not just faculty but also with students and like outside the classroom, so like group projects, and then like bring alumni and getting them more involved if they want to like, you know, say their experiences and how they were, how their college life was, and kind of connect them as well. I think like bringing that social implication with the networking is like so valuable, because when you just have something like LinkedIn, you lose a lot of like the college, just like students kind of lose that, because when they want to like do something outside of academic, then that social implication is what's going to like drive it to kind of have that popularity and also keep it going. So I think having that social implication on top of like networking is like really valuable.
So I'm going to bias my question here, but if I look at this, then really what you're trying to do is link into companies. And this looks like an independent property that you're going to try to build a brand on. Would this not be more logical to do like a sub-level of LinkedIn, so that LinkedIn can pull people in earlier, create sub-communities to create the networking that you're talking about, and then pull them up as they get into the professional? And is there a way to think about selling this idea to somebody like LinkedIn versus building a property from scratch that hopefully monetizes itself?
Well, definitely we want to, like, that is something that like we could possibly like look at least connecting with LinkedIn, but I think like a big portion of what we're trying to focus on too is the social implications. And a big thing is, especially with commuter schools and bigger universities, is retention rates. And I think part of that, especially UMass Lowell being a commuter school, I think retention rates can sometimes be lower, because like I showed earlier, students want to be more connected and they only know how they can get more connected. And I think when you incorporate a way to network and also have like a social network page, kind of similarly to if you look at Facebook when they first were coming up, they were specific to universities, and that was like an exclusive club, and that was a big reason why they gained early popularity, was because people were like, oh, this is just for Harvard, this is just for Stanford. I think having that university like specific page, you put in your student ID and you're in like the UMass Lowell only social page and networking page, I think that is super valuable, and no one's really doing that for like specific pages for specific universities. So also on the survey, we actually ended up having 128 responses. This was when it was still earlier and getting responses, but pretty much how it went. The more responses I got, it actually increased what we found out. So the question with how involved you are on campus, students actually felt when the like 60 more people answered compared to the 55, that they were less involved and they wanted to be even more involved. So even with the more people answering, actually further like show what we wanted to. And there's just some of the questions we had. This is kind of the format I used. We had over 50 questions, just kind of seeing, mostly based on networking, based on how much students networked, many different questions. I went through the psych department to kind of phrase my questions non-biasedly, and we got a lot of cool responses for that as well. Any other questions?
Just a minor kind of question or point about the name UConnect.
Yeah.
I don't know how far down the road you are on that, but that happens to be the name of the internal speaker system in my car.
Oh.
So it's called UConnect.
Yeah.
So I think there's a company out there
No, yeah.
called UConnect.
Mhm.
So I just don't know if you.
Yeah.
If that
No,
was
I
the
did.
charge.
I did hear that. That was. I heard that actually after I put the place.
After.
Like, yeah, it was more like a placeholder name. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah. Before you get too deep into
Yeah.
the name of pizza.
Yeah, I did find that, but that was
Worry
like,
about your logo shirt.
Yeah.
exactly.
But no, you did very nice job.
Nice.
Good job.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Good.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.